Hey there, Craig Johnson. Ask the Loan Dude, Canopy Mortgage. Man, I'm excited today. We're going to start doing a little property analysis and building out a loan opportunity and what that looks like. Because I think there's three questions that many home buyers have that I've been fortunate to have conversations with over the last 28 years, 29 years. It's been a hot minute since I've been in this business and very fortunate to do that. And boy, do I love being able to do stuff like this in technology. So whether you're watching this with me or you're going to watch it on a replay, let me know. Drop a comment. That would be great to know. Hopefully over time, we'll get some more people. And if you find this interesting, please drop questions. We'll definitely respond to each and every one of those. Because oftentimes, as I share with people, buying a home is like a foreign language. You probably do your job really, really well. You know it like the back of your hand. When people are buying and selling real estate, they might be doing this, 3 or 4 times in a lifetime. And maybe they get another 2 or 3 loans during that lifetime as well. So it's a lot. And again, not to say that you are very, very bright. But it's overwhelming because it's one of the most important aspects of our life, which is our money. And, headlines for sure, how many people have come into other people's lives and not, done them well, and taken advantage of the opportunity. So hopefully by doing stuff like this, as I like to say, I want to give you a look underneath the hood. I want you to be able to see and understand some things along the process. And hopefully it jumps into some questions for you. And whether you're renting, buying, not buying, maybe you know somebody, forward this to them, let them take a look at it. Like I said, we're going to highlight specific properties every single week, probably do a couple of them because every property definitely deserves an opportunity to take a look at. And, being in the business that I am, I've got access to some of the greatest stuff available. And I do loans, so we are here in Texas. We live in Texas, so I do loans here in Texas. And then, of course, I still do loans in California. Unfortunately, my Texas draw has not happened yet. I don't know if that ever will happen, but still doing business there in Cali and also in Oklahoma right now. So we can definitely serve those throughout those 3 states currently and make sure that you're well taken care of. So this is a Texas home. A builder that I am blessed to work with has it listed currently right now. It's here in June 2025. So whenever you might catch this, I'm sure there will be homes similar. So we're just going to highlight homes as we go. So this one is in Howe, Texas. And what's really cool about it is it's a brand new build that is extremely affordable. Now, I think there on the screen you're seeing it says it's currently asking prices $315. I've got a little surprise for you, so hang with me. I'll show that to you here in just a moment. But it is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, just over 1,700 square feet. And like I said, brand spanking new. Let's take a look at a couple of pictures. The front of the house, absolutely beautiful, as you can see. And then we will get inside. Big living space there. Just a big open concept. Great looking kitchen. Ready to go. So great looking backyard. Plenty of space there too. As you can see there. Just a really, really nice property. And I'll make sure we drop a link in. Bathroom, showers, another bedroom, guest bath, upstairs, cool little room upstairs there. Let me go back. Check out those fans. Those fans are really, really cool. So really good stuff here. Another guest bath. Like I said, big yard back there. Great back of the house. Look at that back window. How cool is that? So really, really pretty property. So let's get out and It's a unique property because it qualifies for what's called a USDA loan. And here's the USDA website. So you could go in, you drop in a property address, and then it will come up and let us know. So let me do that here. I'm going to grab the property address right here, highlight it, do a little cut, copy, and paste. Come over here. So that's Dallas, right? As you can see on the screen, what is known as the Metroplex, right? Fort Worth there is off to the side. So anything in yellow doesn't qualify for USDA. And what USDA basically, it's a zero down payment loan. So anybody can qualify. Oftentimes, right, we VA loans, we do those as well. We appreciate our veterans, those that are serving and have served. But this also is a zero down loan, and it's just absolutely underused. So you can see the space here in Texas. It's quite everywhere. So let me come up here, and then I'm going to drop the address in, and you can see right there in the city of Howe, it is qualified. So really, really cool there. Let me kind of get outside a little bit so you can kind of get a feel for how close that is to the Metroplex area. So there's Dallas once again in that area. So up here is Howe. That's where the property is located. It's probably about 45 minutes to no more than an hour from Dallas. So really not that far. And the great thing about Texas is if we're 45 miles away, we're probably 45 minutes away. Unlike California, where we literally were 32 miles away because we lived in Huntington Beach. We were 32 miles away from LAX. Well, it didn't take us 32 minutes. It could take 3.5 hours to go 32 miles. So here in Texas, we're very fortunate. I appreciate those of you that have felt growth. I understand. We sure have seen growth. We've been here now. It'll be 8 years in August. So yes, we've seen it grow, but thankfully, nothing like California. Nothing like California. So the house qualifies. So really, really cool there. So something we do with every single client that I'm blessed to talk to is we do a full-blown purchase analysis. And I think that's so critical to answering the questions, right? We're going to do what's called a dreams and goals call, and we're going to listen and understand what it is that you want to do and the direction you want to go in, and absolutely do everything we can to not only meet it, but exceed that for sure. And a part of being able to exceed that is to be able to start to put numbers and ideas together. And that's all they are. They're just ideas. And then listening to you as a client to go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Or no, that's the stupidest thing I'd ever do in my life, which has happened a few times, as you can imagine. But again, it's my job to make sure that you've got all the answers to the questions. And then, of course, let you make the decision. So there's three things that we look at. There's a loan comparison. There's a cost of waiting, and then buy versus rent. And obviously the cost of waiting, that could play also into the hands of someone who's thinking about maybe moving up. Does it make sense to wait or not? And then the buy versus rent, obviously specifically to someone who's renting right now and looking at buying. Does that financially make sense? And all three of these answer all those questions put together. So let's just take a look really quick here. We're going to go into the loan comparison. And what it is, it's a true cost, right, comparison, and it breaks it down. Let's jump into the actual report itself. And this will be real good here. So in this case, right, this is back to that 201 West Tut Street, right? The surprise I've got for you, the purchase price, if you notice that, $315 down to $299, right? $315 down to $299. So we're going to make a move and try to entice you to get in touch with us and maybe take a look at this if you're here locally for sure. If you're not here locally and you're maybe California, reach out. There are plenty of homes that are way less money than California for sure. And you just got to look at a beautiful new build now priced under $300,000. So want an opportunity? There are plenty of those opportunities here. thankfully in the great state of Texas. So in this case, what we're doing as we start a conversation is we're looking at an FHA loan using what is known as a 2-1 buy down. So what that simply is we're going to take the market rate, and in this case, we're using 6.25, and we're going to lower that rate in the first year by 2%. That's where the 2 comes in. So first year interest rate really is 4.25. And then the second year becomes 5.25. And then in the third year, it would get to 6.25. So it's a progression and it's fixed. It's not going to move. It's not a variable or an adjustable rate mortgage. It is a fixed rate with specific timelines tied to it. So easy thing to pick up. And the other great part is you'll see the payment. We get a payment that very first year, monthly payment of $22.34. So very, very affordable. Just think about that. To my friends there in California, you can buy a brand new $300,000 home, pay $22.34 a month. Man, that's good. That's really good. I've got friends over there paying right now $5,000 and $6,000 in rent. $5,000 and $6,000 in rent. That's a lot of rent. That's a lot of rent. So great opportunity here. And then total cash to close. That's the difference between option 1 and option 2. The total cash to close on an FHA standard is $23,465. But on that USDA loan, right, 0 down payment, we can get cash to close at about $9,500. $9,500, and you can be a homeowner. Credit score for a USDA loan, 640. 640. And we can start having a conversation. Even if you're at 600, let's have a conversation, because I'm sure I can get your credit score to pop. Even at 580, we could look at getting your credit score to pop. The biggest thing is that we're always going to do is we're going to teach and coach as well. So we're going to make sure that you've got all the answers to the questions and you understand the why, because I think that's where there's a disconnect from loan officers to the consumer. Why are we doing this? Why are you showing that? There's a reason why, and you deserve to know why. And it's because it's your money. No one else's money, right? It's your money. So let's protect your money. I know how hard I work for mine. I know how hard you work for yours. So let's make sure you're getting everything you can out of that money, for sure. So that's the loan comparison. And then the cost of waiting. This is really, really good too. Bottom line is, if we wait a full year, the benefit you can see is just over $7,800. So this takes into consideration all the aspects of the loan and waiting, right? It does all the math that needs to be done. You, of course, more than welcome to dive in here and again, ask multiple questions for sure. But this answers those questions. Does it make sense to wait or not? Sometimes it might, but oftentimes it does not. So, but we want to, numbers are the proof. Numbers are the proof. And then the last one, of course, buy versus rent. This is a great one right here. This, again, goes right to the heart, and it shows a net gain over the different years. You can take it all the way up to 9 years. You can use this slide and move it in and out. It takes all of the factors into consideration, from the appreciation, cash flow, any tax benefit, the amortization, which means paying the loan down, the purchase closing costs, right? It's going to take that into consideration. That's a cost. And then the cost to sell the house. So everything is taken into the equation. And then it does the cash flow, right? Total renting versus total buying. And here's a year by year during those 9 years, side by side, years 1, 5, and 9. So again, gives you a look, answers those questions. Does it make sense or does it not make sense to move forward or not? So the great thing is, through this process, we've got probably one of the greatest platforms that allows us to deliver specific numbers very, very quickly. So we can build this out really, really quick for you and make sure that, again, you've got answers to the questions. So it doesn't take me too long to come in, make sure we're going to make any adjustments here. As you can see for this one, we've got it built out. Again, at the 299 was 0 down, right? And we're using the 2-1 buy down. And then out comes all the numbers that go to the cost of the loan. And then we can easily build out. Let me see if I can bring this up fairly quickly, because this is a great little chart here. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and then I'm going to reshare. Give me a moment here. Let's see if we can share. Let's see. Here we go. There it is. Let me share this. Let's bring it in. Here we go. So this is one of our very, very simple, but very, very specific layouts of how the loan is all put together. This is the total monthly payment up here at the top, prepaid interest, property taxes, right? All put together. All the loan costs, right? The lender fees. This is me. This is what we do. Points, right? Those are points right there. Those points are buying the interest rate. That's what that does. We can show 0 points and more than the points that you're looking at. We can, again, full disclosure, show you all kinds of different ways to put it together. This is just ideas, nothing etched in stone. Third-party fees. This is really, really important. This is where our industry plays a little, I call it 3-card Monty. Not all lenders fully disclose. That's a huge problem, because you as a consumer that's trying to compare, which you should do. I'm not against that for a second. You should compare. You should always shop. I'm an advocate of that. Go shopping. Totally cool. But when you shop, you've got to get apples and apples, not apples and oranges. And the problem is, in our industry, there's too many cats out there that are doing oranges, and we're not doing apples and apples. So they'll come in less than me, and then at the very end, they change the game. So can't let that happen. Can't let that happen. That's for sure. Again, we're going to protect your money. We're going to protect your money. And that's why up front, we are so open. And that's why we're doing things like this from now on and showing and highlighting what it takes to become a homeowner. So here's that 2-1 buy down. It's broken down right here. Months 1 through 12, months 13 through 14. And then here's the loan summary of what we just did. So it's all put together. And we take that, and again, we have another consultation. We get together and walk this through and make sure that you completely understand what that opportunity looks like. Because again, you deserve to know everything that there is about the opportunity for sure. So let me go back, and I'm going to get that back, move to the property one more time. Let me go here. I'm going to stop. I'm going to reshare real quick. And then we're going to go here, do that, and then we'll bring the property back up. So again, this is just a great, great looking home. Once again, in the town of Howe, Texas, Howe. They are the Howe Bulldogs. So if you move to Howe, you got to be able to be a bulldog. That's a good thing. But a great little town, cute little community. And maybe that's what we'll do too, is we'll start throwing maybe the best restaurant or two in these small little cute towns, because there are so many great little places here in Texas, and great people and great food for sure. But wanted to come in, bring this to you. Please leave a comment, ask questions. We will get those answered, and share this with family, friends, and coworkers so that they can begin to see what it could look like and the process, and then start to identify maybe some homes that could grab their attention. If you've got a city that you would like to highlight and take a look at, please let me know. Put in the comments that you're thinking of moving to anywhere in California, Texas, Oklahoma. Those are the places that we can definitely take a look at and build something out for and share that with everyone else. So look forward to doing that. And thank you again so much for hanging with me. Hope you continue to find these valuable. Please get to my page, subscribe, right? Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. I'm going to come up with a time and date to do these moving forward so we can start to map that out too. But first one, wanted to come in here. Great looking home and how. Look forward to talking to you all again soon, and have a great, great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.